Are Hamilton and Leclerc poised to reshape Ferrari's identity, or is the team drifting toward a critical impasse? That's the question echoing through Maranello after a turbulent start to the season. Hamilton joined the Scuderia with the intention of fusing his meticulous, data-driven approach with Ferrari's historic passion. Leclerc, the long-standing torchbearer, had already become the symbol of Ferrari's future. But as Hamilton's influence begins to shift the team's technical philosophy, tensions, subtle but significant, have started to surface. From cockpit customizations to diverging communication styles, it's becoming clear that Ferrari is walking a fine line, pushing to modernize under Hamilton's lead, while trying not to disrupt Leclerc's trusted methods. With both drivers seeking the edge in a car that's proven unpredictable, the challenge now is whether Ferrari can unite these philosophies, or if it's unwittingly setting the stage for internal division. While no major clashes have erupted, there have been telling moments over the team radio that suggest deeper issues. Hamilton has been vocal in requesting more detailed telemetry and real-time feedback, hallmarks of his approach from Mercedes. He's been seen asking for precise data mid-race, especially on areas like rear-end grip and corner exits. Meanwhile, Leclerc has at times sounded frustrated with the SF-25's balance and has pushed back against mid-race adjustments he finds unnecessary or redundant. Though these exchanges may seem routine on the surface, they hint at a broader theme. Ferrari is struggling to meet two very different sets of needs in real time. The team's feedback loops, while improving, may still be catching up to Hamilton's highly specific demands, something that could lead to friction if unresolved. When Hamilton joined Ferrari, one of his first requests was a redesigned steering wheel, something that more closely mirrored what he used at Mercedes. Ferrari, traditionally known for standardizing hardware across both drivers, made a rare exception. The new wheel includes optimized paddle positioning and a refined interface for better data access, allowing Hamilton to adjust brake bias, energy recovery and fuel usage with greater precision. This change isn't just cosmetic, it's symbolic. It signals Ferrari's willingness to pivot toward Hamilton's data-heavy style. But for some within the team and in the fan base, it raises a valid question. Is this personalization a long overdue evolution, or a slippery slope that could compromise the team's balance? Publicly, Leclerc has welcomed Hamilton with grace and optimism, but within the paddock, there's quiet speculation that he's watching developments closely. Leclerc has built his style around instinct and simplicity, thriving in cars that let him feel the limit rather than read it off a dashboard. While he hasn't expressed concern about the steering wheel changes, the contrast in approaches is becoming harder to ignore. Leclerc's strength lies in his ability to adapt with minimal distraction. But if Ferrari's development tilts too far toward Hamilton's tech-heavy demands, there's a real risk of marginalizing the methods that made Leclerc so effective in the first place. The SF-25 was meant to be Ferrari's most versatile machine in years, one that could challenge across a wide variety of circuits. Yet early results have revealed instability at the rear and inconsistency in setup windows. Both drivers have flagged issues. Hamilton has noted a lack of confidence at corner entry, while Leclerc has struggled with mid-corner balance. These complaints have fueled a philosophical divide. Hamilton wants more real-time input and advanced tools to adapt on the fly. Leclerc, conversely, seeks a stable baseline with fewer variables. The car, caught between these competing demands, isn't delivering fully for either driver. And that may be the crux of Ferrari's dilemma. Are they refining the car, or just complicating it? After some underwhelming weekends, Leclerc has subtly expressed the need for a more unified development path. He's praised Hamilton's adaptability, but there's a growing sense that the team's focus is drifting. If future upgrades or cockpit changes are designed primarily with Hamilton in mind, Leclerc may find himself with a tool set that doesn't align with his instincts. The bigger issue is emotional. If Leclerc begins to feel like the secondary project in a team he once led, morale could suffer. And for a driver of his caliber, that's a dangerous place to be. Inside Maranello, Hamilton's presence has stirred both excitement and discomfort. Engineers drawn to innovation see his arrival as a golden opportunity to modernize Ferrari's strategy and technology. Others, however, worry that the growing complexity could lead to decision-making paralysis, especially in high-pressure race scenarios. Ferrari's identity has always been steeped in passion. But Hamilton brings a cold precision that's hard to ignore. If the team leadership can't bridge these two cultures, it risks internal fractures that rival teams will be quick to exploit. What's unfolding now isn't just about race results, it's about Ferrari's future. Hamilton is contracted through 2025, and his influence on the team's processes is already showing. If successful, this could mark a new era, one where Ferrari evolves into a fully modern, data-centric powerhouse. It might also make the team more attractive to rising stars and engineers seeking a cutting-edge environment. But if the balance tips too far, or if results don't come soon, Ferrari risk alienating both Hamilton and Leclerc. The result? A fractured team, disappointed sponsors, and yet another rebuild. With the F1 landscape becoming ever more competitive, Ferrari can't afford another misstep. Is there a way forward where both Hamilton and Leclerc thrive? Possibly. Hamilton's analytical mindset could help Ferrari finally unlock consistent performance. Leclerc's raw talent and feel for the car could guide intuitive refinements. The potential for synergy is real, but only if Ferrari fosters mutual respect and ensures both drivers feel heard. The season ahead will test more than Ferrari's pace. It will test its ability to evolve without losing its soul. And in that, the story of Hamilton and Leclerc may prove more defining than any podium finish. Ferrari stands at a rare and critical crossroads, one that could define not just this season, but the entire trajectory of the team for years to come. In Lewis Hamilton, they've acquired more than just a 7-time world champion. They've brought in a force of change, someone who has conquered modern Formula One with data, precision, and an unrelenting drive for perfection. In Charles Leclerc, they already had a homegrown star, an instinctive racer whose passion, raw speed, and loyalty have endeared him to the tifosi and beyond. But now, those two worlds are colliding. Hamilton represents evolution. Leclerc represents continuity, and somewhere in the middle, Ferrari is trying to forge an identity that honours its legendary past while embracing the demands of a future that waits for no one. This isn't just about who gets the better setup or who finishes higher on Sunday. It's about philosophy, culture, trust. It's about whether a team can balance two vastly different approaches without losing the cohesion needed to win championships. If Ferrari pulls it off, if they manage to create a car, a strategy, and a culture that extracts the best from both Hamilton and Leclerc, they won't just return to the top. They'll redefine what a modern Formula One superteam looks like. But if they can't, if communication continues to break down, if technical priorities start to drift too far apart, or if egos quietly begin to erode the unity, then Ferrari risks repeating history. Another chapter of near misses. Another cycle of rebuilding. The clock is ticking. The pressure is mounting. The eyes of the world are watching. And whether this becomes a story of resurgence or regret depends on one thing. Can Ferrari bring two generational talents together, not just in name, but in purpose? Because if they can, this won't just be a comeback, it'll be a revolution in red.